Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Nishmas Miriam Bas Shraga. It's getting weaker and weaker. Shiri Fried. Hi, Rebelli. This video is a must-watch till the end. My chavrisa Shimi Shuwaks from Antwerp has been learning with me since Baba Kamadaf test. As you can see, he's a musician who plays at weddings, but Baruch Hashem, we've hardly ever missed a daf. The intro to your shir is on his mind the whole day. So much so, he even started playing it at weddings. Enjoy the other shimmy. Not shimmy leaf and the other one. The famous niggin that Reb Nachman Seltzer put together. Here we go. Good morning, Rabbi Isai.
A few moments later.
I made it. Yeah, you made it. Very good.
You heard that? That was good. That was good. Very nice.
And Bachus. Royalties.
Hello. Valdig.
Well done.
Oh, I didn't say this yesterday. I got to remember to say this. Okay. Rabbi, a billionaire dies after swallowing a bee. This was a couple of days ago. We learned that if you swallow a wasp, loichai, a billionaire, 52-year-old billionaire, he was in the middle of a polo game for billionaires, and he swallowed a bee, and he dies immediately. Like no heart attack, nothing over here. It says that's supposed to be over there. And this happened June 17th. It might have been the day that we learned the daf. No, because we're already July now. Always, a lot of people don't understand why no nose blowing during shir. If you went into my head, you heard what I heard, you'd also hear. This is like a shtickle explanation of why. And this is, I'm asking Mechila Barabim for Michael, because I called him out on it, but Michael here. That's what it sounds in my head. Now you should just know.
Guys, you did the daf today. Come to the
Look, he has a sign, Nachamal. He has a sign in front of his store. Where is that? See that? Yeah. Okay, now that you see that, this is the pie in Woodburn.
Guys, you did the daf today. Come to the
It's the Kodesh HaKadoshim of America.
That's it? You done?
Yeah. So Staten Island did a siyum yesterday, and they bring in the celebrity to be the head speaker. They bring in Ari Chaimowitz.
Here we are by Yossi Moskowitz's house. This is Mechi Oberlander, the Askenfilm ambassador of Staten Island, MDY. Everybody say hello. Hello. One second, let's do it official. Good evening, Rabbi Isai. Wow. So Yossi here, we only have a few seconds left. Yossi here says that he started the Shir Bovebasra because of the video, Baruch Hashem.
What a day.
Hey, I'm a Zaidi, he says. Not yet. A few more minutes, Miyat Hashem. By the way, it's the most fancy CM of Masech Shvius. The all MDY locations that we have seen. Yes. And Yossi paid it all from his pocket. He didn't ask anyone for any money. And last but not least, and Shulam was also Messiah. This is his son, Yossi's son. He was also Messiah in the entire Masechta.
He's going to be wild everywhere.
I hope he gets it.
With the bridge.
Staten Island. Why, you're from Staten Island? They have good payers. Here they are.
Here we got it.
Huh? The zone head counselor, Rabbi Yankee Levitin, makes time to do what most important It's not, oh, here he is, the body. It's not about the daf, it's about the Yomi.
So that became like a
The zone. Rabbi said the zone had a counselor. I like this guy. This guy is like more yeshivish than me. Look at him. He even has like a seret on his yarmulke. It's unbelievable. He's learning Torah. My nephew, who learned in this yeshiva, he's the biggest master in this yeshiva. He's a general, not a general. He's named Faked. Officer over there. Yeah. You're right. Sorry. I'm a ritz in these things. So he's his chayal, and yeah. This is 200. You know what? I just want to. I can't read this whole email. It's a very, very, very long. Like probably the longest email I got. It's from the guy that sent the gold. Let's see if I could take out some parts here. My name is Sholmai Bar Eitan. Basically, he went to Alon Shvut, which is Datilu Umi. Then he went to Rappaport. Then he went to Haredi Yeshiva, the famous Marava. Then he went to another Keren B'Yavna, Datilu Umi calls it. And then he says at the end, and then he served in the Haredi Nachal unit in the IDF. But basically, he's saying he apologizes that he doesn't have any trauma. He had a great experience in all the yeshivas. And he's 41 years old, 3 children. He owns iGold, and he does real estate. He's building 2,000 units here. His journey to Daf Yomi. Basically, because he runs a business, he never even had time to say good morning to his own wife, so let alone, certainly doesn't have time for a daf. But then his brother-in-law convinced him to do it. He said, I'll try one day. He tried 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. And that's it. He's hooked. Never missed a daf. And that's what he tells people. He tells other people, just try for 3 days. He doesn't try to, just try it every day. He says, because it's a very yeshivish kind of almost email. It's not exclusive to yeshiva, but he says, it's mamish, it's life itself. So from, you could say, before he started doing the daf, which is makis, he was dead. Now he says, Mechaya Mesim is referring to his new life. And he gives a whole drasha that it's, we say today, what's Mechaye HaMesim? Right now. Now, Yechaye Mesim in the future, when Mashiach comes. No. Every day you do Daf Yomi, it's Mechaye Mesim. It's a new Chiyas HaMesim on a daily thing. And then he goes into this whole thing that he wants, you can't, Torah, what's the difference between somebody who learns every single day in university and somebody who learns Torah every day? It's the Yerushalayim. He goes into the whole long thing, how the emails give him a tremendous amount of Yerushalayim and Chizuk. And if he had to say he's not a Rav, but if he had to say if you have to choose one, he's like Ari Chaimwitz, you do the emails. A whole drasha here, how, and that's the pshat why Amud Beis is much shorter than Amud Aleph. He says, you say because it's shorter and easier. He says because once you get to Amud Beis, you're already full of Yerushalayim, so maybe it goes much easier. He says, but don't ask me, I'm a garnished, ask your local Rav. But that's his thing. Emails are the thing. Then he goes and he talks about why he gave gold and silver, and he takes his meiser money of his company and he gives these coins, which he says, even though silver is like $36 an ounce, whatever, but 4 of these coins cost about 800 shekel. He gives them as a gift to anybody that wants to do the mitzvahs of Pidyon Haben, him and his company and his partner, and he wants people to understand what gold is, what silver is. The Kitzer, that's a very, very short sikkum. It was very, very long. And you should know that a troy ounce is 31.1 grams and not 28 grams like I mentioned in the sheer ones. And it is, on that scale, it comes out to 31.1. He went through Chaim Kanievsky and he was very impressed with all his knowledge. Here he is, Ari Baritan on the left, and that's the guy that drove all over from Yerushalayim to give me that gift. And his partner Yeshua Feldman on the right. Rabbi Isai, the Masechta sponsored, corporate sponsor, David Salamon, dedicated memory of Avi Miri, Reb Shmuel Boruch, ben Reb Chaim Tzvi Doiv, Zechron Levrach, on Niftar Yud Zayin Iyar. Anonymous, Hatzlach Baruch ובגשמיות אחינו כל בני ישראל. Anonymous, may our learning be a shield of protection, a source of unity and blessing for Am Yisrael. Joel Gedalius, nishmas, my father Jack Gedalius. Chaim sponsors monthly. Miriam Landy, thanks Hashem for all the bracha and simcha. It's his birthday today, so we all wish you a happy birthday. A lot of simcha, nachas, hatzlacha, a lot of learning. Chayil of the day, Anonymous. Continued rachim and for myself and all Chayil Yisrael. Rabbi said today, I'm going to ask the oil because a lot of us know this person. He's a big tzanua, but he needs a Refuah Sheleimah. We should learn L'schos Mordechai ben Esther. Mordechai ben Esther, remember, it's a very easy name to remember. Mordechai Tzaddik and Esther Malka. Mordechai ben Esther. Monthly sponsors TCS, Israel powered by TALKNSAVE. Yoni Klestzick, Refuah Sheleimah, Miriam Bas Shraga Weingarten. Daily sponsors, Marc Millstein, Mazel Tov to my brother, Dr. Michael Millstein, on starting his journey learning with MDY. Shalom Aleichem, Michael. Marking Yaffa Aschkenasy, leading nishmas our grandmother Miriam Bas Shraga Weingarten on her yahrzeit today. The neshama should have an aliyah. Dubovick Family Staten Island. Zech nishmas Yaakov ben Mordechai, Refuah Sheleimah, Avi Miri Yitzchok ben Sarah. Amen. Emmanuel ve'ethan Saban. Shalom uvraka. Anonymous. Refuah Sheleimah Mordechai ben Esther. Here we go. Mordechai ben Esther. Refuah Sheleimah. Moshe Weberman, Lekuvid, my 48th birthday. Eruvin Memches Dvarim from Eruvin Daf Lamed Beis. So interesting how people remember the exact daf they started. Beis Hashem, MDY started. Avodah Zarah, Daf Chavches. MDY Kids Monthly Innovation Schus for Official Chonan Akiva, Rifki, and Mrs. Stefansky. Plus, Am Yisrael for learning 4 Mesechtas with Rebelli. Art of the month, Refuah Sheleimah, for Yonatan Eitan, Ben Beshev Bracha, for Schus for Rebelli, and the whole MDY staff to continue to make Torahs, and enjoy so many. And in honor of Yossi Klein and Marc Aschkenasy for all the work they do. The voice I was starting from a Mishnah, brand new Sugya. Says the Elegant Mishnah. Eilu Dvarim Asurim Limkor Lo'ovid Kechavim. There are 4 things, here they are, the 4 things that you cannot sell an idol worshiper. It's a rublin, ubnei shuach, upatoitrois. So we're going to see in the Gemara, upatoitrois is actually part of bnei shuach. It means the stem of the bnei shuach. Ulavaina, I have that. It's the only thing I have to, well, this is frankincense. I looked at it last night, the first time I ever looked at it. So it says like this, frankincense tears, and it says on the back, frankincense is one of the most valuable substances in history. It is used for meditation, protection, purification, and, that's our sugya, consecration by countless cultures. It's used in the Beis Hamikdash. It's used for Avodah Zarah. You cannot sell this stuff to the Avodah Zarah all year long, because what is he going to do? What is he going to do with it? It's not a 3-day thing. This is all year long. You can't sell these 4 things ever. Shaila for the Olam. I think it's. I think everybody knows the answer, but it's part of our sugya today, so I just might as well throw it out. Let's say you live in the United States and you're a physician, and you don't want to work on Shabbos. You feel, how are you going to get to the hospital on Shabbos? This, that. So you go to your boss, who's a non-Jew, and you ask him to switch your day. Instead of Shabbos, you don't want to work on Saturday, you want to work on Sunday. He's not going to have a problem with that. The problem is the only other doctors in your field over there are all Jewish. And you know that if he's going to have to switch them off, you know who's getting your what is it called? Your shift. You know who's getting it. If it's not you, it's Ruvain. But Ruvain is at Hashem Shabbos. He's going to drive to Shul. Is that okay for you to tell this non-Jew, I can't drive to the hospital? Drive to the hospital. I think yesterday I also said Hadassim and Aravas instead of Hadassim and Roses. Okay, whatever. You got it. I don't know, some guy there, and he didn't get it, baby. He's going to think Aravas. Okay, yeah, you hear the question? Yeah. Could I go to my guy and say, I don't want to work on Shabbos, and I'm not going to be Michal Shabbos, but if I tell him that, obviously there's going to be more Chil Shabbos now because of me.
He drives though, right?
There's something else, I don't know if anyways. Maybe he'll stay at home and hang out with his mishpacha.
He doesn't keep Shabbos.
But that's not the reason. That's not the reason. If it's mutter, it's for a different reason. Okay, he'll say this to machlekes. Weiter. Oh. So that's the 4th thing in these. This is only 4 things. You're not allowed to sell these 4 things all year long. Now, let me ask you something. A guy comes and he asks for a non-Jew, not a non-Jew, let's call him an idol worshiper, comes to the chicken store, he says, I want a black chicken. You don't have any black chickens, can you give him a white one? It says you're not allowed to give him a white one. But what if he doesn't even want a white one. White one is Avodah Zarah. White one, that's what they do. The all day long, they're shechting white for Avodah Zarah. He doesn't want a white. He asked specifically for a black. You allowed to give it to him? Yes. You said yes. What if Avodah Zarah, we learned that even an idol worshiper is makbid on chaser. If let's say he's missing a finger, the chicken, he won't be makbid him. Could I sell him a chicken that's missing a finger? I know for sure he's not going to be makbid. Could I? Huh? Yeah. So let's see. That's a lot. That's a big part of the sugya. If the different things that he comes in and he asks for, he stops and says, I want a chicken, let's say. He doesn't say what color. Could you sell him a white chicken? Let's say he does buy other colored chickens. Could you throw in a white chicken on the side? These are shalas we need to see. Says the Mishnah, Rabbi Yehuda Omer, mutar limko le tarnegol lavan bein tarnegolim. If you're selling him 3 different chickens, let's say, a black, a red, so throw in a white also. Why? Because you see that the guy's not interested in Avodah Zarah right now. He's interested in eating. Let's say you have a white chicken and you want to sell it to him. You chop off its finger. What about tzar Chaim? For parnasa or tayelas for the sell it to him. Because even the idol worshiper is not going to sacrifice this as Avodah Zarah because it's missing a finger. So merely you allow to sell to him. Ushar kol advarim. Anything that's not on this list, mutter, stama mutter. If there's nothing spoken, we'll see what it means exactly. Mutter. Uperusham, but if you specify, then it would be aser. Remeir adds to this 4 listing. Avdekel tov. A very good palm tree you can't sell to the idol worshiper the whole year. The chotzav. Does anybody remember what chotzav is in the Gemara? Huh?
Stuff that grows on the side of the...
It's a certain type of plant. Who used it? Yeshua. Remember? To the borders of the Yerusha. We'll see. The Gemara says different pshat. It's 2 pshatim. V'niklav. V'niklav. Osur limkor loiv the gechavim. So yeah, it's Remeir adds to the list. Says the Gemara Daf Yudal and Amud Aleph. Meister Rublin. What's this? It's Rublin. Says the Gemara, Turnisa. It's Turnisa. What's Turnisa? So Rashi says here, fascinating. It's one of these Rashis. It's a shita tree. There's 10 types of trees. The Gemara was saying, Al-Moigim it's interesting. One of them is coral reef. That's the number 10. Shita. One of the 10 trees, the shita. Let's keep on going. It's very problematic. Rashi shita. Reminu hoisivu aleim alachsin v'tzerublin. When it comes to the isser of Shemitah, you're not allowed to plant, you're not allowed to do things on Shemitah, you're not allowed to deal with produce on Shemitah. So they added it's rublin. That's what we're talking about now. You said it's rublin, it's turnisa. What else? Machsasin of Neshuach. Ask the Gemara, V'yisol kedai it's rublin, turnisa. Turnisa means b'shvius. There is no turnisa on Shemitah. Why? Because it says, Osnan, Zaklal kol sheyeshli ikir. If anything has a root that lasts through the winter, yeshli shvius. V'chol she'eli ikir, einli shvius. And if it doesn't have a root, you hear what's going on here? If it doesn't have a root during the winter, it's rootless. That's it. Like what? Says Rashi. Like a cucumber. Cucumber doesn't have a root. Kishuim, diluim, they don't have shemitah. Which is also problematic in itself. There is shemitah on cucumbers. Okay, but that's what Rashi says. As Taisvas, I don't understand what's going on here. This shita tree, look how big it is. What, it doesn't have roots in the winter? What does that mean? Like it's hard to explain this Rashi. In fact, Taisvas says, "V'gam Rashi pirishom sheturnisa dahacha." All the way in the bottom of the Taisvas, ke'en kavrisa. So in the beginning of the Taisus, where I underlined it, Va'idacha says Taisus on top, Humin Adama, it's a type of earth. Kain Kavrisa, Pirush, Gofris, sulfur. Taisus is learning it's not a tree, it's a type of dirt, it's sulfur. And that's what Rashi himself explains somewhere else. In Masechta Shabbos. Daf Tzadik. How does Rashi fit in here? It's very hard to understand. Okay. For those who try this way, that way. Those are the 2 pshatim. According to Rashi, it's a shita tree. According to Taisvus, it's sulfur. Akol panim ba'ofen elo omer of safra peirid arza. We're not talking about a tree, we're talking about the fruit of an oak tree, which basically in English would mean this is an oak tree. An acorn. Acorns. People say it's pine nuts. So if you're talking about that kind of tree, fine. Let's go with acorns. So that's why it has Shemitah, acorns. And I think Taisa says that it's something that PIGs eat, it's PIG food, okay, whatever. Also Rav and Omer Belazar, Perid Arza. It's Perid Arza. Great, that's that so. No Yeshua. What's Bnei Yeshua? Omer Rav Chaim Omer B'Yochanan Te'eni Chiverasa. It's white figs. I think I don't remember explaining this when we were talking about the na nachma. I get all excited. That's where you learn na nachma. It says kivriri, ri, and then it says over there in a white cup. You have to add white cup. If you don't say white cup, you can't kill that guy. I don't think I said white cup. I might have read the words. Where was it? I don't even know. Here, the kasich chivari. You'd base on the base right before the Mishnah. Okay. So we're talking about a white fig. We don't know exactly what a white fig is. There's a lot of different figs here. Here's some different types. I think we're familiar with the one on the top right. Let's call the bottom right white fig. This guy, where was it? We had a guy that was very excited about his white fig.
I always look forward to maturing the sweetest white fig in my collection.
He calls it white fig.
And, of course, it is Shachmani.
Ravoisa, how do you eat a fig? Do you peel you eat it with the peel or without the peel? How do you? Anybody eats it? We don't eat it anymore because it has a lot of bugs.
Easily.
Without the peel. With the peel. We have machlokes. Hello.
Well, it looks very nice.
With
it's
or
time
without?
to try the taste.
Without the peel. Let's see what he does. It's the sweetest part. He ate the peel.
Very, very sweet.
He's fleshik now for a few hours. What are these stems? But listen, that's why I didn't put it in this list. You see, it's not in the list. It's b'noi shuach. It's a fig with the stem, just like on sukkahs. People hang esrogim, whatever, apples. How do you hang an apple from a sukkah? You need a stem. The David Kechavim, he needs a stem to use it for his Avodah Zarah. He's hanging it. He's hanging these figs. He needs a stem. Without the stem, you could sell it to him. Well, there's certain things here in Eretz Yisrael also, like I think pineapple. Pineapple, they take off the top. Like there's certain things, like if it's from Eretz Yisrael, they take off. What?
The ones that are imported, they take it off.
The imported, they take off the top. There's two types, right? Import versus local. Different things they take off. Maybe dates. What was it? Dates also. They take something out. They take off the stem. They take off the green thing. Okay, that's you're supposed to when you eat it. All right. No, I was thinking like they don't want you to reproduce it or whatever. They take out the. Okay, Levina. What's Levina? There's two types of levina. It has to be the pure one, the good one, because that's the one that he uses for Avodah Zarah. That's the one you're not allowed to sell him. But the regular levina, I guess you could. Has anybody ever been stopped with drugs here? No? You want to admit to it? Eli Melech, raise your hand. Yeah. So right when they stop you, if it's a small amount, it's like one thing. If it's like a nice amount, like gezunta, like 2 kilo, that means you want to resell it to other people, so they give you more jail time, right? Where's Gary? Gary, how does this stuff work? Anyway. But did he have a uvda? I'm not going to go into the story. Let's just say there's a dog involved. A sniffing dog. Oh, so over here it's the opposite of drugs. Because this is the drug of Avodah Zarah. If it's a large amount, you're allowed to sell it to the guy. Because you know that he's not using it for himself. There's individual use and there's commercial use. You know, a big box, then it's not for himself. So you're allowed to sell him a large amount, a large quantity. What's he going to do with the large quantity? He's going to resell it to who? to other guys that are doing Avodah Zarah. So it's allowed. How much is a package? Let's call it 2 kilo. As the Gemara, but what about the fact that he's going, okay, he's not using it, but he's going to use it and give it to other people? Lifnei Iver is 1. In front of you, I can't put a stumbling block. We're not worried about what you are going to do with it. Yeah, I know you are going to sell to other idol worshippers. That's not my problem. So it says Ramosha, from over here you can learn that if you go to your what is it called? Your supervisor, and you say, I don't want to work on Saturday, and you know your supervisor is going to go and give it your shift to another Jew who's not Shomer Shabbos. That's lifnei de lifnei. So let me ask you a question. Could I go and take a whole box of this frankincense and sell it to a guy in Tel Aviv, some Chiloni guy, he doesn't care, and he sells to the Avodah Zarah people over there next to where they do Avodah Zarah? Is that okay? Because it's lifnei de lifnei. I'm going to sell it to him, and he's going to sell it to them. Is that mutter? No. Why not? How do you know this? How do you know this? He's saying Svara. He's saying that the lifnei is on another non-Jew. By me selling to a non-Jew who sells it to a non-Jew, that's lifnei. Correcto. But don't use this heter when it comes to Yid. Oh, I'm selling you stuff.
So if the supervisor
is a Yid, is a problem. Correct. Yeah. Oh no, the Rishonim say it. Rishonim, between a Jew and I think Taisus brings it down. I'm pretty sure I saw it in Taisus. All right. I live in a. Do you want to? What's your son's name? Yaakov. Who wants to play a game now? I'm playing a. Who didn't learn the daf yet? Everybody didn't learn the daf? Lauren, you want to play this game for 200 shekel? 200 shekel. You ready? Come, bring your Gemara over here. Come. And you also, you come. Bring your Gemara. We're going to do a shtickle test over here. It's a reading test for 200 shekel. 200 shekel. Do not look into your Gemara. You ready? 200 shekel. Here we go. That's 200 shekel. You ready? Who goes first? You want him to go first or you go first?
You can go first if you want.
You want to go first? Come. It's for 200 shekel. If you pass the test, don't be nervous. Don't be. Here we go. Here. Okay, you ready? Just read over here. Now, you can't look inside. You don't close your Gemara. Don't cheat. Don't cheat. You ready? Start. Nice and loud.
Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Amar Rabbi Zera, Amar Rav Zavid, Ve'ika Damadne, Amar Rabbi Yona, Amar Rabbi Zera, Tarnagol mi mutar, למכור לו תרנגול לבן.
Stop. אתה מבין מה שאתה אומר? Here, from here. תרנגול?
תרנגול למי מותר למכור לו, תראו וילדתי של תרנגול לבן. תרנגול לבן למי אסור למכור לו. Okay, stand on the side for a second. Come. Let's see, now you do it.
If he wins, he gets the 200 shekels, and if I win, I get the 200?
Yes,
okay.
Yeah.
All right, you ready?
You're ready.
All right, 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish. He wins.
Go. You both get 200. Let's go, try.
Oh, you both get?
Yeah. So read this.
I have to read it in your tiny printer?
Yeah, you want it large? You can do it from here.
Great.
Hold on, from here, time out. But you learned this already. Look, he has all stuff.
That's only what we did today.
Okay. You ready? Here, hold on. You get this Gemara. Nice and loud, from over here.
Am Rav Yona, Am Rav Zera, Am Rav Zvid, V'ika Damasni, Am Rav Yona.
This is fine.
Damasni, Am Rav Yona, Am Rav Zera.
All right, everybody look inside your Gemara now. Tell me if he's reading correctly. Go.
Tarnagol mi mutter.
Right.
Sorry, Tarnagol mi mutter limkor lo.
Right.
Tarnagol lavan.
Okay, great.
Tarnagol lavan lemi aser limkor lo. Tarnagol lavan.
Gervaldik. You lose also.
Wow. Because that made no sense at all.
Right, that made no sense at all.
No sense at all.
What do you think it is?
Oh, you get another chance?
There's none over here.
Okay, let's go. I'm gonna try to read. I have Nukudas and things, so I'm gonna try. I did a few times, yeah.
So nobody gets it?
No, yes. I just wanted to show that if you don't have Nukudas, it's bad news. Really bad news here. Says the Gemara.
A consolation.
I gave.
I should split the 200.
I did. I gave yesterday 200. You guys want to split it here? Hello, Lauren. He gets 100. He gets 100.
Lauren also wants
Here, come. I'll get you 100.
and Lauren gets
What's your name again? Tell us your name. Yaakov. Shalom Aleichem. You're Eli's
I came
son.
with my grandfather once.
You what?
I came with my grandfather.
You come every day with your father. I see you.
Yeah,
but you know, I took you skiing 10 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah. And you didn't say thank you. No, I'm just kidding. You did. You probably did. You did. Omar, here, check this out. This is Geshmak. Very, very Geshmak. V'tarna golavan. Omar Rabbi Yonah, Rabbi Zera, Rabbi Zvid. V'ikid Masin, Omar Rabbi Yonah, Rabbi Zera. Tarna golami, kama. A guy comes to the marketplace and screams, Tarna golami, who has a chicken? Mutar limkar loy, tarna golavan. You're permitted to sell him a white chicken. That's the chiddush of Rabbi Yonah. Again, we learned in the Mishnah, you're not allowed to sell an Avodah Zarah a white chicken. But if he comes to the marketplace and screams, who has a chicken? Who has a chicken? You're allowed to give him a white chicken because he never specified he wants a white chicken. Now, if he says, Tarnagal lava lemi, if he says, who has a white one, also limker loy Tarnagal lavan, you're not allowed to sell him a white chicken. I'm telling you, Lauren, it's nothing to do with you. No one got it. The Israelis didn't get it. It's not. What is this? Oh, I get the 200. I said, no, you can't read. You have to read without Nikudas. Without Nikudas, Rabbi said. I can just see Yeshiva kid, like a 14-year-old kid trying to do a laning gear. 3 days. It's not going to go. It's like, it's impossible. Tanan. Okay, so, time out. Let's not forget that we have these things here. This is Rabbi Yonah. Hold on. You ready? A guy comes to the marketplace and there's 3 chickens on the left. We're dealing with these 3 chickens. He comes in and there's a lot of chickens on the right. Tarnagol mi. If he says Tarnagol mi, says Rabbi Yonah, what's halacha? You're allowed to sell. But if he says Tarnagol lavan mi, you're not allowed to sell. Okay, so that's where we're holding now. Now it says in our Mishnah, if somebody comes and buys a number of chickens and they are not all white, some different colors, like over here you have a black, you have a red, then you're permitted to sell him a chicken. Hey Chidami, but what did he say? What did he request? What was the request? If he said Tarnagol lavan here like this, that would be Aser. Why? Because it's specifically saying that he wants to do Avodah Zarah. He needs a white one. So that obviously can't be the case. Ela afilu. No. Tarnagol lavan beina tarnagol. Ilay ben Kamar tarnagol lavan lemi tarnagol lavan lemi afilu beina tarnagolim namiloy. If he specifies white, he shouldn't be able to buy anything. He didn't say lavan. He just said, who has a chicken? Tarnagolami. You see what the Gemara is trying to do here? The Gemara is trying to say, let's get to a case of Rabbi Yonah. Rabbi Yonah says that he didn't specify the color. He just says who has a chicken. And that's okay. I'm going to prove to you from the Mishnah that if he doesn't specify the color, he just says plain. Who has a chicken? It's actually Aser, not Mutter, like Rabbi Yonah says. The reason why it's mutter is because he buy 3 chickens and there's a red and there's a black. That's why it's mutter. Here, let's see. If he says tarnagolami, then it'll be okay. So, time out. I just did this real quickly, just to show the question. According to Rabbi Yehuda, if it's by itself, you're not allowed to buy it, even if you say tarnagolami. When are you allowed to buy it, says the Mishnah? When he's buying 3 different colors, then you're allowed to buy it. Now we keep on going to Chachamim, to Tanakama. Just because you buy 3, it doesn't give you a heter. If one of them is white, it's aser. So what do we have so far? 2 red boxes, aser and aser. In what case? When a person says tarnagolami without saying white. Who has a chicken? Who has a chicken? He comes into the market without a chicken. You're not permitted to sell him a white one if you're just buying an individual white. If he's only buying one and he didn't even specify white, you're not allowed to sell it to him according to everybody. So how could Rabbi Yonah say that if you're selling him one chicken, but he doesn't specify white, you're permitted? It doesn't go not like Rabbi Yehuda, not like Chachamim. You hear the question? Huh?
I think they talk about roosters, not chickens.
Yeah, why?
Because a rooster is a male.
You mean instead of tarnagolas? I'm not sure. I don't know. Okay. It says roosters in our scroll. Okay, rooster. That should be my biggest mistake. It goes like this, Rabbi's side, it's super, super easy. What he said is, specifically, I want a black and a white. I want a red in this case here. I want a red and a white. He said white. But he also said red. And now we have a nice machlokes. Rabbi Yehuda says that it's okay. Why? Because he also added another color. So l'chari doesn't want to do Avodah Zarah today. Stop. I want a red and a white. And according to Tanakh, no. Once you mention white, you're done. But it's beautiful. Now it's very simple. This is the end of the sugya. We're done. Check this out. What's the halacha? Let's do this balpeh. If a guy says straight out, I want a white chicken without red. I want a white chicken. According to everybody, aser. What if a guy says without any color, I want a chicken? 100% mutter according to everybody. The only machlokes is if he says, I want a white and a red. Here, very simple. Tell me, we have a machlokes. Tarnagol me without white is 100% mutter according to everybody, and tarnagol lava 100% aser. End of the sugya. No. And we in fact learned, Omer Yehuda Mosai, he says Meforish, B'zman Shomer Tanagol Lovin Zeh Lovin, B'zman Shomer Tanagol Zeh Lovin, Alam Omer Zeh V'Zeh. That's our case over here on top. He says this color and this color, mutter. Oh, that's it. That's the end of that. Now, Afilu Omer Tanagol Zeh. If a person specifies, I want this chicken, even though he says this white chicken is what I want, but since he's specifically not using it for Avodah Zarah, why? Because he has a sick person in his house. I know he has a sick person in his house. I know his son is making a party. I know there's a party going on here. It's not for Avodah Zarah, mutter. Everybody remembers the Mishnah with my story that I was at a wedding and the if an idol worshiper makes a chasana for his son, and the chassan, the father of the chassan, that day, that's also to sell them stuff. You're going to give praise to the Avodah Zarah. You're going to be makriv to Avodah Zarah. It says specifically, you're not allowed to sell animals to the chassan and to the father of the chassan that day for the praise, for the tikrovis Avodah Zarah. You're going to make Avodah Zarah. So how could he sell it here for a party? It says, if I know it's for the party, it's mutter. No, you didn't understand. It's a party. It's not a wedding. It's just a hangout. The guys got together. They made some sort of kumzitz, and they need a chicken that nobody's thinking of Avodah Zarah for. If it's a wedding, there's a whole. It takes a whole year sometimes to keep on saying praise to Avodah Zarah for a wedding. But a party, stam a tavzig, that's not a good thing. Tanan, we learned in our Mishnah. So let's stam chazara. There's 4 things in the Mishnah you're not allowed to sell to the Oivd Kechavim. Remember adds afterwards. But these 4 things. In addition to these 4 things, the Mishnah says, V'shar kol advarim, anything else, wheat, wine, I don't know what, staman mutar upirushan aser. Plain is mutar, you explain it's aser. My stomach, my pirushan, what does it mean? Let's say we're talking about wheat. Guy comes in, could I please buy white wheat? That's mutar. You let him. And the guy says, Pirushon, the Kamar, Avodah Zarah. Or, but if he specifies specifically, I want to buy this wheat for Avodah Zarah, that's also. Daf Amud Beis. Says Gemara, time out. You don't need to tell me that if he doesn't specify, it's a mutter. Why? Because all I need to do is look at this list. Is wheat this Reb Leuven? No. B'nai Shuach? No. Levina? No. Is it a white chicken? No. What is it? It's wheat. Oh, it's not on the list. I could sell it to the Gedalius. I need a special paragraph in the Mishnah to tell me that I'm allowed to sell wheat to Gedalius. Also, what's the other case? That if he said specifically, I'm buying this for Avodah Zarah, you're not allowed to sell it to him. Shkoyach, anything, a cup of water. If I'm buying this water for Avodah Zarah, I can't sell it to you because I'm saying specifically it's for Avodah Zarah. So I don't. If the guy is very specific, I also don't need that in the Mishnah. That cannot be the pshat, which the Gemara goes back and says it is the pshat. So we have to explain that stam means he doesn't say what kind of wheat. I want wheat. He didn't say white. Pirusha dekama chivrasa. But what are you not allowed to sell the non-Jew? Is when he says I want white wheat. Oh, the chiddush would be white. L'chayre he wants to be marker v'Avodah Zarah. That's the havamina now. If a guy says I want white wheat, why does he say I want white wheat? What's the difference? White is for Avodah Zarah. Michlal. Oh, I'm trying to ask a question on Rabbi Yoina. Seems like the Tana Gola Fidu Stama Nami Loi. Oh, Rabbi Yoina said that when it comes to chicken, if it's stam, he didn't explain the color. He didn't say the color. It's mutter. Over here, if you want to be medayik, you could say no. Over here, only wheat that I don't explain the color is mutter. But a Tarnagol stam would be aser. That's the difference. I mean, no. Let's go back to the top shot we said on top of the Amud. The what? When a guy says stam, when the Mishnah means stam, the Mishnah says, he says specifically, I want white wheat, and that's mutter. And what's pirushon? What's aser? The Kamar Avodah Zarah. I want this wheat for Avodah Zarah. But you said what's the chiddush there? The fact that it's not in the list of 4 things, if pashat, everything else is mutter. If I say specifically it's for Avodah Zarah, pashat that it's aser. Upeirushan it's richle. There is a chiddush here. A big chiddush, also psychological yisoid, a psychology yisoid. Upeirushan it's richle. I need to tell you a chiddush here what a guy specifies. Sokadai de chamino. Hi gavro lav Avodah Zarah kaboy. You know this guy. He doesn't need a Avodah Zarah b'chlal. So why is he throwing in a Avodah Zarah kind of language? Since he's he does have a desire here and there. A person could only relate to other people in what he knows. So, give you an example. Moshe Rabbeinu says, what does Hashem want from you? So the Gemara asks, what do you mean, what does Hashem want from you? So the nothing. So the Gemara says, because Moshe Rabbeinu was such a high level Yerushalayim. The Gemara says, like, somebody has a large vehicle or whatever, and somebody asks him for a small one, you just give him the large. If you have it, it means nothing to you. So he had the Yerushalayim, for him it was nothing. I many times I speak to people learning, and they think I'm holding. So like even when I was younger, it's like according to the Ran Nedarim, this that what? So slow down, break it down a little bit. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know the Ran Nedarim. I don't know this. You mean okay? And then he looks at you like you're Namaretz. He has to explain the whole thing. You know what I'm talking about? But because he's over here and you're over here, so he thinks you're over here also. Bring a Rosh Shiva to give a class for pre-1A. It's not going to go so well. Yeah, it's like. So this Avodah Zarah guy, he's an Avodah Zarah, all day he's Avodah Zarah. So he looks at this Jew, he thinks he's also Avodah Zarah. So he says, he's Avodah Zarah, let me trick him, and I'm going to tell him that it's for Avodah Zarah, so then he'll sell it to me at a good deal. He'll give me a good price. And then I don't need it for Avodah Zarah. I think one of the biggest tricks in business is knowing what the other guy wants and needs, right? Let's say you buy a piece of real estate. You need to know, why is he selling? Is he selling because he wants to move? Selling because he's desperate for cash? If he's desperate for cash, you could maybe do a quick deal with him. If he wants a bigger play, you have to know what the guy wants. Once you know what, a lot of people come to the deal, they have no idea what the other guy wants. They know what they want. So it doesn't go, negotiations, you have to know what the other guy wants. That's the side over here. That's what you see here. He doesn't know what the other guy wants. He thinks the other guy's Avodah Zarah. That's why he messed up. Upon him, I would think that maybe he doesn't want it for Avodah Zarah. He's just trying to play this game with you, and he's trying to convince you that it's for Avodah Zarah, and that's why you should get it. Chamash Malon, no, you never sell it to him. He is doing it for Avodah Zarah. Boy Rav Ashi. Oh, we got a sponsor. Turn to the Daf. Adar Global Experts International Financial Services. Anonymous says, is smooth, healthy labor and birth. Givat HaShalva, a Torah, true community in Givat Zev. A guy sent me an email. He says he doesn't chap why we do the turning of the Daf. It's a Bidul Torah. So I'm going to just say how much is, I don't know how much this is. These sponsors like $10,000. So Beis Hashem, he's going to start giving the $10,000 and we won't do the thing. What? It's a good idea, no? Yeah. The guy that said, yeah. He says it's a shter. It's shterism. So I think he's right. But he's going to give the $10,000. And yeah, $120,000 a year. He won't shter because of his $120,000. Yishkoyach. We appreciate your non-shter. The turning of the Daf is sponsored by non-shter who donated $120,000 to MDY so we can continue spreading Torah to Klal Yisrael. And b'schus will be less Bidul Torah. Boy Rav Ashi. Really appreciate that email. What?
Anonymous. You got a new guy.
Where? I don't see it. Oh, yeah, you're a guest. How come you're not sitting on the guest table? Because maybe you don't. What's your name?
Tzvi Bab.
Tzvi Bab from? Lakewood.
Tell the guy.
Gewaldig. You do the shir with us on a consistent basis, or you want to?
When I miss my shir in Lakewood.
No, that's a lot of people. What's wrong with that? Shir, live shir is gewaldig. What?
Tell the guy that every time you want to make a joke, you should pay money. You won't make the joke.
No. That I can't. That I'm not about. That I'm not about. This, he's right. It was a way to raise money from an official. Nice try. No, I didn't fall for that one. Boy Rav Ashi. We're talking about a sugya where a guy, idol worshiper, is being tricky. What does he do? He went to the marketplace and he sees a bunch of Jews selling white chickens and they're not selling him a chicken. He finds out, he says, what's going on? Why are they not selling it? They say, because you're doing Avodah Zarah. They can't sell. It's also for them to sell. So, but I saw that the guy he sold the one without a finger. Oh, without a finger, it's mutter. So he comes to the marketplace, this guy, and he starts screaming, who has a chicken without a finger? In front of the Jews. I need a chicken without a finger. The Jew is going to chap that it's not for Avodah Zarah, Mamela will sell him one with a finger. And then he'll have one for Avodah Zarah. Genius. Look, he's being honest. He wants one that has a mum, that's a chaser. So could you sell him a whole one? One without a finger is not for Avodah Zarah. Or Dilma, that's what he needs. Or Dilma, Yerumik Marim, or he's making a trick here. He really needs one for Avodah Zarah, but he figured he'll say he needs one without. Now, perhaps, yeah, you're right, he is trying to be tricky. I have another trick. Tanago Lovan. He says, I need white. We don't know 100% of Avodah Zarah, but perhaps. It's two ways to read this, but let's assume it means they gave him right now a black chicken and he bought it. What does that show us? That he doesn't really need Avodah Zarah. And then they tried him again, another test. They gave him a red one and he bought it. Now that we see that it's not so into Avodah Zarah, could you sell him a white one? Perhaps since he took the black and the red, he doesn't need it for Avodah Zarah. This is a classic trick. You take a couple extra, and tacos, I get the white one, which I could use Avodah Zarah. What am I going to do with the black and the red? I'll kill them. Who cares? I'll eat them. That's an easy trick. The other one is a little trickier with the teiku. We don't have an answer to this. You're not allowed to sell a good palm tree to the idol worshiper. You hear this? We have 5 prakim, says the Gemara. He had 400 prakim. If you want to see what a Gemara with 400 prakim looks like, just saying. That's 400 prakim. Dois Bahadar Talmud Ivri. We learned only 5 prakim. What's going on here? It says Rav Chizda. we only have 5, and I don't even understand the 5. Forget about the 400. This is Gemara my kasha. They say, I don't understand it. There was so much Avodah Zarah then that it had to go through all the types of Avodah Zarah. But I mean, besides Avodah Zarah, it's not really Avodah Zarah types. What?
Right. He was so sensitive to connection.
Yeah. Says the Rosh Koilon that Avraham Avinu put everything, even taivas, anything that he didn't like, he had a sensitivity to, he threw it into Avodah Zarah. Okay? That I like a lot better, a lot more. Well, my kasha, he says, Avimi tells Rav Chizah, what was your big problem with himself, Avodah Zarah? So you would think that he'd come with a list of 400 things. No. Yiktani says Rav Chizah, I have a big problem. Says Ramei Oimer, Avdekel Tov, Chotzav, V'niklas Aser. Can I sell a good palm tree? So he asks, you're allowed to give him the bad type. There's 2 types of palm trees. You go to Florida, there's all types. There's the thick ones, the thin ones, in Los Angeles, they have the ones that go 150 feet in the air. There's all types. The good one you're not allowed to, the bad one you are. But not. Check this pasuk out. The famous pasuk Leisachanim. So we learn Leisachanim, you're not allowed to give free gifts to no. The Gemara says Leisitim lemchaniya. Don't give them a resting place. You can't give them a tree in Eretz Yisrael. Can't sell them any tree. No, I wasn't talking about a tree that's attached to the ground, which has an Isser Leisachanim. Maybe he's answering Rav Chizda. My dekel tov, peiro is dekel tov. The fruit of a good palm tree, good dates. What's chotzav? Kashba, which is a type of date. So, just to remind the Olam, we also, another pshat Rashi brings is the chotzav, and this is the guy that has this.
Right now, I am actually right outside my house.
Real chotzav behind him.
And I want to show you something fascinating. If we look at the plant that's growing behind me, that plant is called chatzav, or in English known as sea squill, a common name. And this particular chatzav, as we say, is what Joshua, when he was marking the borders of Israel, he would actually use this plant to show the borders. And why? Because it has a very, very big batzal. Batzal means a bulb, like an onion kind of thing, and it's pretty big. It's about 25 centimeters, and they really grow down deep.
Okay, and Niklas. It's a type of a date. These good dates you can't sell to David Kacham because that's what he's going to bring for his Avodah Zarah. First of all, I have to show you these dates. There's dates and there's dates. These are the ones that I buy, or I make my wife buy. It's called Majul, but it's diamond. Take a look at these dates, anyone. These are nice size. They taste geschmack. And you get what you pay for. You'll never find a worm inside here. Masha'enkin other ones. Not going to go there. Yeah? These, anybody want? They taste gewaldig. Yeah, I check every single one. I've never once, not once in all the years, I never liked dates. Rosh Hashanah used to force it down, for the Simonim. This is candy. This is mamish candy. If anybody wants, take. We got to leave me 5. I need for today. What?
A friend in California that brings some nice dates from there also.
Yeah. Pliny. We're not going to say the surfer. We won't say who. Yeah, nice dates. Actually, he gave me California. He gave me, when I was in California, he gave me good dates. He brought here too. Yeah. But we had Mr. Shelach dates, which is from the time of Mr. Shelach. So tomorrow we're done here. So here's the thing. I always say this ma'aseh because my father told me when I was a kid. So the Rebbe was teaching what's mon. So it says mon in the Torah. It says kitzapichis bedvash. So the kid said, "What's tzapichis bedvash?" So he says, "You don't understand. Klal Yisrael didn't have the food. They were hungry. They wanted to mix it up. So Baruch Shalom said he gave them mon. And what's mon? Mon is kitzapichis bedvash." This kid says, "No, but what's tzapichis bedvash?" No, they were Mitzrayim, and they left Mitzrayim. They went Kriyas Yamsuf. This mon kitzapichis bedvash. And what's a pichas b'dvash? Avraham Avinu, he doesn't know the answers. He keeps on going. What's kuryate? What's Niklas? What's Niklas? Rabbi said, what's Niklas? Kuryate. No, and what's kuryate? We didn't get anywhere. It's like sometimes me looking up the art scroll. What's this? Espagishi. I don't know. I never heard it in Punish. These are words I never heard. And then I have to take the dictionary for the art scroll. And we don't gain anything. What gain did I have by you translating it like that? I'll tell you what gain. You're right, here in this country, in Bavel, you gain nothing. But if you go to Eretz Yisrael, they're not going to know what you're talking about. But if you say the word kriyate v'yadi over there, they'll know. And they'll show you. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.